Have you ever wondered what your dog actually does the moment you walk out the front door? Most owners assume they know the answer. Maybe the dog goes back to sleep. Maybe they stare out the window. Maybe they simply wait. But hidden camera studies have revealed something far more emotional. Because the moment you leave, your dog's entire world changes. And what happens next may reveal more about your relationship with your dog than you ever imagined. Tonight, we're exploring exactly what dogs do after their owners leave home, what these behaviors truly mean, and how your daily routines may be affecting your dog's emotional well-being without you even realizing it. And by the end of this video, you may never leave the house the same way again. Before we begin, tell us in the comments, does your dog follow you to the door when you leave, or do they stay where they are? Your answer may reveal something very important about your dog's emotional security. Let's begin. Number 1. Your dog knows you're leaving long before you reach the door. Most owners believe their dog reacts when they pick up their keys. But in reality, your dog knew you were leaving much earlier. Dogs are masters of observation. Over months and years, they carefully memorize the tiny routines that happen before every departure. The sound of certain shoes, putting on a jacket, picking up a handbag, turning off the television, checking your pockets, walking toward the hallway. These small actions become powerful signals. Behavior experts often refer to them as pre-departure cues. Your dog has learned that these cues usually lead to one thing: you disappearing. As a result, many dogs begin experiencing emotional changes before the owner has even opened the door. Their heart rate increases. Stress hormones begin to rise. Some dogs suddenly become clingy. Others quietly watch from a distance. Some follow their owner everywhere around the house. And this leads to one of the biggest mistakes owners make. Many people give long, emotional goodbyes. They kneel down. They hug their dog repeatedly. They say things like, "It's okay. I'll be back soon." Although this feels comforting to us, it often increases a dog's anxiety. Why? Because dogs look to us to understand how they should feel. When owners act emotional, nervous, or dramatic, dogs may interpret the departure as something serious. Research consistently shows that calm, brief departures often help dogs cope much better than lengthy emotional farewells. Sometimes less really is more. Number 2. The first few minutes after you leave are often the hardest. Once the door closes, a very important phase begins. Researchers who have placed cameras inside homes discovered that many dogs show signs of distress almost immediately. Some begin vocalizing within seconds. Some whine. Some bark. Some pace around the house. Others repeatedly move between windows and doors. This short period, usually lasting from several seconds to a few minutes, is often the most emotionally intense part of the separation. Even dogs that appear happy and well-adjusted may experience this initial protest response. Because from your dog's perspective, they don't know whether you'll be gone for 10 minutes or 10 hours. All they know is that you have disappeared. And for highly social animals like dogs, separation naturally creates uncertainty. Fortunately, many dogs begin calming themselves after this initial emotional surge. But not all dogs do. Number 3. Some dogs settle down while others continue to struggle. After those first few minutes, dogs generally follow one of two paths. Some dogs gradually relax. They may sigh, circle a few times, lie down, and eventually settle into a resting state. These dogs often have what behavior specialists describe as secure attachment. They have learned through experience that their owner always returns. They trust the routine. But other dogs never fully settle. They continue pacing. They wander from room to room. They remain restless. Some begin chewing furniture. Others destroy objects. Many owners mistakenly assume these behaviors happen because the dog is bored or misbehaving. But in many cases, these behaviors are actually attempts to cope with stress. Chewing, shredding, and repetitive movement can be forms of self-soothing. If a dog remains distressed for long periods after the owner leaves, this may indicate separation anxiety. And separation anxiety is not stubbornness. It is not bad behavior. It is a genuine emotional and physiological condition that deserves patience, understanding, and professional support when necessary. Number 4. Your dog often goes looking for your scent. One of the most touching discoveries from canine research involves where dogs choose to rest after their owners leave. Many dogs don't immediately go to their own bed. Instead, they seek out places that smell strongly like their owner. Your side of the bed, your favorite chair, the sofa cushion where you usually sit, the spot beside your desk. Some dogs even steal socks, shirts, or blankets. To humans, this behavior can seem odd, but science offers a beautiful explanation. Your scent acts as a powerful source of comfort. Studies have shown that dogs exposed to their owner's scent often display lower stress levels during separation. In other words, your smell helps your dog feel safe. It calms them, it reassures them, and it helps bridge the emotional distance created by your absence. When your dog curls up beside your sweater, they may not simply miss you. They may be using the closest thing they have to your presence. Number 5. Most dogs spend much of their time sleeping but not deeply. After the initial distress passes, many dogs spend a large portion of the day resting or sleeping. However, their sleep while alone is often different from the sleep they experience when their owner is home. Dogs naturally cycle between light and deep sleep throughout the day. But when left alone, many remain more alert. Their ears continue monitoring sounds. They wake easily. They frequently reposition themselves. From an evolutionary perspective, this makes perfect sense. A solitary dog is more vulnerable. As a result, the brain remains slightly prepared to respond to potential threats. While occasional periods of solitude are perfectly normal, spending extremely long hours alone every day may gradually contribute to stress, fatigue, and behavioral problems in some dogs. Interestingly, studies measuring canine heart rates have found that dogs who appear perfectly relaxed while their owners are away may still maintain elevated physiological arousal throughout the separation. In other words, your dog may not be quite as relaxed as they appear. Number 6. The way you leave and return matters more than you think. Fortunately, there are simple things owners can do to make separations easier. First, consider leaving an item carrying your scent in your dog's resting area. A recently worn shirt or blanket may provide additional comfort. Second, keep departures calm and predictable. Avoid dramatic goodbyes. A gentle pat, a soft word, and a quiet exit are often enough. Third, think carefully about reunions. Many owners come home and immediately create enormous excitement. Their dog jumps, runs, barks, and the owner enthusiastically responds. While joyful reunions are natural, behavior experts often recommend allowing the initial excitement to settle before offering prolonged affection. This helps keep departures and arrivals emotionally balanced rather than turning them into extreme events. The goal isn't to ignore your dog. The goal is simply to communicate calmness and security. Number 7. What your dog does at the door reveals something important. Remember the question from the beginning? Does your dog follow you to the door? For many dogs, following their owner and watching them leave is completely normal. Behaviorists call this proximity-seeking behavior. Your dog is trying to remain close to you for as long as possible. In moderate forms, this often reflects healthy attachment. Some dogs remain near the door or window after the owner leaves. Others quietly return to a favorite resting place. Interestingly, Dogs that calmly move to a specific location containing their owner's scent may have developed highly effective coping strategies. And then there are dogs that barely react at all. This doesn't necessarily mean they don't care. Quite the opposite. In many cases, it reflects profound emotional security. These dogs fully trust that their owner will return. They don't need to escort you to the door because they already feel safe. Finally, there is one last thing many dogs do while you're away. They listen for you. Constantly. Dogs are incredibly skilled at recognizing daily patterns. They notice changes in time, sounds, smells, and routines. Many dogs begin anticipating their owner's return long before the car pulls into the driveway. They are not simply waiting. They are watching the world for signs of you. And every single time you return home, your dog learns the same lesson once again. You left, but you came back. Over weeks, months, and years, that repeated experience builds something extraordinary. Trust, a deep belief that no matter how long you are gone, you will always return. And perhaps that is what your dog is truly doing while you're away. Not simply waiting, but strengthening their trust in you. Because, to your dog, you are not just part of their world, you are the center of it. So, the next time you pick up your keys and your dog looks up at you, remember this: the way you leave matters. The way you come back matters. The routines you create matter. Because every departure is another opportunity to remind your dog that the world is still safe, and that you will always come home. If your dog has a special routine whenever you leave the house, tell us in the comments. We'd love to hear about it.